All right, here we are on Main Street, Granite Falls at the Yes House on the scissor lift. And what do we got here? First, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself. And
my name is Mark Johnston, and I'm a preservation consultant and a hands-on restoration person. Historic Design Consulting is my name. And they've asked me to come out and do a little bit of spot repointing on the front of the Yes House here. So what we're doing is we're just cleaning out these mortar joints and getting this old mortar that's failed out. And then we'll be putting some new mortar in to kind of replace it. And we just use lots of different tools. I've been doing a lot of this by hand since this is historic brick. I use special chisels called plugging chisels that you use to go in there and clean out all that mortar. And then we will mix up some new lime mortar and fill the cracks back up. And it'll make it nice and watertight and weathertight, so the facade can last another 100 years.
Awesome. And then the lime mortar that you use, does it match the historic properties of this building, or how does that? Yeah,
this has got some Portland in it. This is a lot harder mortar. Lime is well, it's just lime. It's just an old they make a burning limestone. Later on they invented a Portland Portland concrete, which is what most people use today. It's a lot harder. And when I do a lot of my restoration work, I'm working on older buildings. This building is kind of right in the transition where they were really transitioning to a lot of Portland. That happened around 1890 to 1900. And say this building is 1910, so a lot of this is probably Portland, which as we can tell because we've talked about it earlier, how the lime on this is, or the mortar on this is pretty hard. When I do restoration work, I mix Portland and lime to get their mixture right, or sometimes I just use straight lime. It just depends on the application. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at here.
Any major surprises here on this building?
Well, it is a surprise. The mortar is a little harder than I thought it would be, and the brick are in a little poorer shape. You can kind of see, I haven't even got to these over here yet, but you can see how we've got a lot of, a little wobbly here. We've got spalling right here and a few other spots, and that is these bricks are getting saturated with water, and they freeze. You can see it starting up there too, and a lot of these cracks are from that too, where that brick is saturated with water, and when it freezes, the ice crystals expand, and they actually will blow up the brick and pop the fronts of them off. And we've been seeing there's always, you see more of it when you get up the street, as you might see here. But it's not really a surprise. It's just what bricks happen. What happens to bricks a lot when you get mortar that isn't quite doing its job anymore. That's right underneath the window sills here, so the water's in the windows coming down, and you can just see the stains, which is all the mildew here too on this sandstone. Moisture coming down, concentrating on these spots, it's leaching out the lime out of the mortar and causing it to decay.
Got it. So is there hope for us?
Yes, there's hope. This is actually not that big of a deal. You're kind of right on you're ahead of the game here. Some places, like you can see the top up there, there's a lot more mortar missing on the parapet. Parapets always take a beating as they get lots of rain and things like that, so that mortar up there tends to kind of go first. But if you stay ahead of it, you're fine. When you really have problems, when you have a lot of spalling and the bricks are really just shattered, and then you have to pretty much rebuild it. But you're in pretty good shape here. You're doing it just the right time to get this stuff taken care of.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark, for this great tutorial and for working on this project with us.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.